You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, would you look at this? Oh, would you look at that?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today I do have some really sad news, and I'll put a clip in here shortly of why it's so sad, but ran into some big issues with the car, and I'm running 30 psi to 60 psi of compression through every single cylinder, so it's not good. It's not going to start like that, and it's not a timing issue. That's for sure out of the picture. I took the cams out and compression tested again, but all the valves were closed. No compression, which it really sucks. And I have a lot more work ahead of me now that I have to do, and I don't know, it was just kind of devastating because I spent so much time getting this around, getting this together, and doing all this stuff, and go to start it. After I put the plugs in, sounds like it has no compression, not a single pop, nothing, and then it just sounds like it has no compression, and I'll insert the clip right now. It sounds like that starter is not putting in any effort whatsoever to turn this engine over, which means no compression. So, got a lot more work ahead of me now. I already took the cams out off camera. My SD card was full. I have over 4 hours of footage to go through, which is the videos that you guys just previously watched if you follow the channel. And I started taking it back apart already, and I didn't do it on camera because my SD card's been full. I only have the one, so that's that. Anyways, let's get into taking this head off real quick. Right? Yeah. So as you can see here, I already got the cams out now. I have to take the third bolt out of this, unplug this. I have to take this housing off here, and then I have to take this top of the intake off right there. And oh shoot, then I got to do the injectors as well, and this fuel line. Then I'll be able to pop this head off. A little bit more work than I actually thought it was going to be, but that's okay. This is a 17. These will just pull off. Those just pull off. That's pretty easy. Those are 12s. This is a 12. So I just hate having to get rid of all this brand new coolant that I just put in here, so that's whatever. I'll get over it. But anyways, that's the goal for right now. Now I will be switching from that head to this head. This head I know is flat, I know it's good, I know all the valves close, so I know this is a good head. But let's get on top of doing this. So through initial inspection here, now I sprayed that copper spray on there before. These valves were redone at some point. So something has happened to this head, because if you see here, this valve right here, there's no lettering on it. Come to this valve, A7, 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 A7. So at least this cylinder was done. So that's a possibility. Now, another possibility is this bolt right here, or this dowel pin. The bolt didn't go down easy with this. All the other ones that went down super easy, no problem, but this one I had to give it a little bump in order to go in. So it could be that it didn't sit right with this like that. Now I haven't pulled it off the dowels yet, so I don't know what it looks like under, but it's kind of stinks. Brand new head gasket, ruined. It never went through a heat cycle, so it could not be like completely done for, but I mean, once they're crushed, you should not be reusing them again. Kind of stinks though. There's not much else I could do. I'm gonna take a straight edge to the block into this head to make sure that it was this head. Could be a couple things still, but I'm gonna just go back to the other head, and then I'm gonna put a straight edge on the block and make sure that's completely, you know, straight. Oh, kind of stinks though. I don't know. All I can do is wipe this down, wait for the other head gasket to come in, put a straight edge on it, check it out, and then go from there. But I don't know, it kind of stinks. We did notice, my brother's friend did notice, it was kind of moist over here between the gasket and the block. So while I wait for a head gasket though, I do need to replace this water pump. That is one thing that I do need to do, so I need to take the water pump off that engine. The water pump on that engine is brand new, in fact, so I can just throw that on here, which is going to be a pain given the location of some of these bolts here. Man, I should have done it when the engine was out of the car. I just didn't even think about it, but my mistake. Just kind of glad to get that head off. On other news, I put the new clutch in. Now, this is a stage 3 clutch. It's capable of holding 300 horsepower. Now it is a Clutch Max, which is in fact eBay, but it is like, it's a stiff clutch. So I'm pretty excited for that. I always wanted a stiffer look clutch. With how my feet are set up in here, it feels better. So I'm happy about that. I do have to bleed it a little bit more. It was, or no, it's the same, but I do have to bleed it a little bit more, get that out of the way, done with, and hopefully this thing will be ready to rip. I have it filled up with trans fluid, so that's ready to go. I'm excited to rip this car. I don't know, you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm just still so disappointed at the initial fact of it having such low compression. I was so excited to get it ripping, and I guess things just don't work out. I'm definitely disappointed. You probably can definitely hear it, but yeah, that's whatever. These are all the head bolts. Those all look fine, no biggie. This head, as I said before, this is a flattened head. I know it's flattened. I flattened it myself with my brother-in-law, and I know it works. It ran on my car for forever, and the reason these have so much oil carbon buildup on them is because the other engine right there, the gaps on the rings were pretty big, and also the scratches on the silver walls. So I know it's not the valve guides that are bad on this thing, which is a plus. Now I think what I'm going to do for next time, for when I put this back in, I'm going to take these dowel pins out. For some reason, I don't know why they're in the head, but they're in the head. I'm going to take the dowel pins out, and I'm going to throw them in here so I can lay the head gasket on here first, instead of putting them either on the head first, or kind of sticking them on the head and then throwing the head on and not like really knowing. But yeah, that's one thing that I do have to do yet, which isn't that bad. These come right out. They're not that big a deal. Like this one, I kind of scarred that one up a little bit, but I know it goes in. I know it'll be fine. So that is one thing I have to do. There's a lot of talking in this video, and it was pretty much just a time lapse of me getting the head off. Now, I do want to ask you guys this question. I want to start live streaming on either my Instagram or my YouTube more. Now, leave a comment down below if that is something you'd be interested in, because I mean, I would love to live stream. You know, doing this kind of work, for me, it's a lot of fun, even though it kind of gets frustrating when things don't work out in the way you want. But I think it'd be kind of cool if you guys were watching along with me. Maybe if you had a question about this, about that, and if I know the answer, you know, I'll try to supply you with it. I think it'd be a pretty cool concept and idea, and you know, You don't have to, you can just sit there and watch. You don't have to, you know, talk. But yeah, I'm gonna get this stuff wrapped up. I can't do anything until that head gasket comes in. The one thing that I do actually have to do before the head gasket comes in is I have to drill out the cam cap bolt out of the head, so I can, you know, put a new bolt in there. So that is one thing that I really do have to do. And then other than that, I'm just gonna block these oil galleys off right here and close the hood, and there's not much else I can do for today. So kind of sad, but you know, crap happens, and that's just a part of building cars. So I got a lot of things yet to do on the Del Sol before it's running. Now, pretty much the H22 or pretty much any Honda engine is just adult Legos. So once the head gasket comes in, I know I'll be able to slap it together in a matter of 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Because the time lapse you just watched was less than 30 minutes. And that's just taking the head off. So getting the head on is not much of a big deal. Other than timing it will take the most time, and that will add time, but getting the head on itself and the cams will be super fast. Not an issue. It's just torquing it down is the stuff that takes really the most amount of time on doing something like this, and cleaning surfaces, of course. But yeah, Hondas are just adult Legos, and I've had some people message me about the swap on this car. Now I do want to clarify, I did not personally do the H swap on my Del Sol. I bought the car like that. Actually, that was one of the biggest selling points for me, was that it was already H swap, because honestly, I'm not into the whole single jingle thing. I'm not into D15s, D16s, things like, I'm not a big single cam kind of guy. My main engines are the H, the J, and the K, and the F, because H and F I think are my two favorites because they're so close in platform. I'm talking F20B, not the F20C. The F20C is the S2000 engine, and it's a completely different engine pretty much than the F20B. F20C, I consider the F20B an H series engine. F20C, that's the F series for me. But F20B is pretty much just a D-stroked H22. That's all it is. So that is one thing that I do like. And like I said, I didn't do the swap myself. I bought it like this, but you can still ask me questions. I do still know quite a bit about the swap. Hondas, they're just amazing, dude. They're freaking sweet. I just want to put that out there. If you have questions, just, you know, let me know. So pretty much I got a lot of the stuff done on that I wanted to today. I really wanted to take the head off and inspect it and see what was going on under there. And I'm definitely going to put the old head back on that was on the other engine and put that on this one, because I know that head is good. I know it's flat, and I know all the valves shut, and I'm pretty confident that it will seal up to this block. And I'm going to take a few more precautions when putting it back together than I did before. I'm not going to use that copper spray gasket, which, I mean, I'm not saying that's bad or that's what affected or ruined this, but I'm going to feel more confident if I don't use it. General sense is it's not going to hurt it if it's on there. So, I mean, that's whatever. That's just general sense. I don't control it, but I'm going to put my old head back on and see how that goes once this new head gasket comes in, and just test it out and see where it goes from there. Hopefully it all works out. And yeah, that's pretty much the majority of the things. So I'm coming to you from the future now. You're not supposed to know this yet, but this car is in fact running. Now, I have been very lazy on my videos as of lately, and this is a really long video, so if you made it this far, good job, good for you. So, I hope everyone has a good rest of your day, a good rest of your night, and a good rest of your week. Racer Freak, peace out.